Join me today as we explore what it truly means to bring God to work with us. Together, let's discover how we can make choices that please Him and infuse our Monday mornings or any other morning with His wisdom and grace. Together, let's embark on this journey of faith and purpose, knowing that with God, and when He's by our side, we can face any challenge that comes our way. Stay tuned and we'll explore how we can do this.
You're teaching me with my imperfections, reaching me when I run the other direction. I'm undone.
You know, as I stepped into the office one Monday morning, the weight of the week just seemed to settle heavily on my shoulders. The usual noise of a typical Monday was signaling the start of another busy week. But amongst all the chaos, there was a subtle shift in my demeanor. You see, I brought something with me that set me apart from the usual Monday morning hustle and bustle. I brought God to work with me. Before settling into my work, I took a moment to quiet my mind, center my thoughts on God, and pray that He would lead my way for the day and the week. And amidst all the commotion in my mind, I sought His presence. With each task I tackled throughout the day, I consciously tried to align my actions with His will, whether responding to emails and with a patient and kindness, or offering a helping hand to a colleague in need, or even approaching meetings with integrity and honesty. I sought to do the things the way that God would want me to do them. And you know what? It made a difference. A sense of peace permeated my interactions, and a clarity of purpose guided my decisions. Even in the midst of the chaos, I felt His presence guiding me every step of the way. So what do we need to do to figure out how to have God help us and be present with us at work? Well, the first thing is, I want you to look at committing your work to God. When we look at Proverbs 16:3, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. In the Old Testament, we don't have to go very far, and we find a great example in Joseph in Genesis 39:2-6. We see his faithfulness among challenges and temptations stem from his acknowledgement of God's presence. You look a little further, and it states the Lord was with Joseph in his commitment to excellence. In 39:4, we see that he was so good at what he did that Potiphar entrusted his care in everything that he owned. His resistance to temptation with Potiphar's wife and his willingness to flee from sin. At 39:12 it says, he left his cloak in her hand and ran out of the house. His example is a model for believers to uphold their integrity and faithfulness to God, even in adverse circumstances. The second thing that I think we want to look at is honoring God with our actions. Colossians 3:23-24 says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. You see, making choices on where you stand at work can be difficult sometimes, and we don't have to go any further than the book of Daniel in chapter 6 to see Daniel's actions demonstrate his unwavering commitment to honoring God. Even when he was faced with opposition and persecution, Daniel's commitment to prayer, despite a decree that was supposed to prohibit him or anyone from petitioning any god or man except King Darius, Daniel continued his regular daily practice of praying 3 times a day, and he did it with his windows open toward Jerusalem. This act of defiance against the king's decree reveals Daniel's steadfast devotion to God and his unwillingness to compromise his faith. The third thing I think we need to look at is seeking God's wisdom in decision making. In Proverbs 3:5-6, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. In 1 Kings 3:5-14, we see Solomon humbly sought God's wisdom to rule his people effectively. Solomon could have asked for anything, but he didn't. He asked for wisdom and discernment to administer justice. And we see in 1 Kings 3:12, it says, God answered him, I will do what you've asked. I will give you a wise and discerning heart so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor will there ever be anybody like you. The fourth thing I think we need to look at is maintaining integrity and righteousness. We look in Psalms 15:2-3, and it says, the one whose walk is blameless, who does what he is righteous, who speaks the truth in the heart, whose tongue utters no slander, who does no wrong to a neighbor and casts no slur on others. You know, we go to Nehemiah 5, and Nehemiah led with integrity, and he did the right thing. Nehemiah was a man of integrity. While building the walls, he had to deal with opposition and corruption and egotism from his fellow citizens. He deliberately chose not to be lured into negative thoughts and the desires for personal profit. He didn't succumb to that. And those around him would not stain Nehemiah. He refused to compromise on his honorable values or on matters of principle. Nehemiah exemplified integrity, moral courage, and a steadfast commitment to doing what is right. Despite facing opposition, corruption, and personal temptations, Nehemiah remained true to his principles and values, and he led by example and inspiring others to follow suit. His unwavering integrity ensured the success of rebuilding the wall and left a profound legacy that we should strive to emulate. As we travel through this week ahead, we should commit to bringing God to work with us and doing things the way that He likes. Make a commitment to dedicate our work to Him. Honor Him with our actions, seek His wisdom in decision making, and maintain integrity and righteousness in all that we do. If we do this, I think that we'll find happiness and fulfillment that comes from pleasing God through our work. Have a great week, and I'll see you back next Monday morning on Monday Mornings with Michael. It means the world to me if you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And while you're there, be sure to hit that bell button so you can get notifications when we post new content.
I need you